Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play of Planescape Torment with myself, Waze, with the Nameless One, Anna, Dak'kon, and Mort. We're here in the brothel of intellectual slating lusts, trying to find the 10th student. We've spoken to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have spoken to 9 of them. Fall from Grace didn't say we had to do anything specific other than talk to them, so let's go and talk to Fall from Grace and see.
How may I help you?
I had some other questions. Yes. Right, what have we got? Show more. Look, Fall from Grace, I've spoken to 9 of the students as you asked, but I could not find the 10th. And you could not find the 10th student. How curious. I was wondering if it was me off records. I wasn't sure if this would come up. Louis could be the 10th. Yeah, thinking about it afterwards, that was the only 2 I could come up with. Is it Louis or is it me? I'm wondering if it's me because I am a member of the Sensorium now, if I've remembered correctly. Louis, in his own way, is as well. Do you know what I'm going to do then? I'll go and talk to Louis first. He wouldn't talk to me though, that's the only thing. That's just to be sure. Here he is, he's only in here, so we'll do this just to be sure. I had some questions, Louis. An ominous silence hangs over the armoire. There's no reply. You're certain it's still Louis. You can practically feel the hatred radiating from the wood, but he won't speak a word to you. So long, Louis. Okay, so no. So the only option left is me. Let's try this again. Spoke to the 9 students. I'm thinking that the 10th student is me, in which case I've spoken to all of them. Oh, very well. And your thoughts? Let me have a look at this. Okay, so leave this place, explore the plains, learn what it means to be a sensate. Better to go in search of experience rather than have it come to you. Get rid of all the armories in the brothel, use them as firewood. Teaching within a sheltered environment such as this only harms the student, and plains themselves are often the best teacher. I'm going to go with number 2. I've learned what it means to aspire to be a sensate and that it is better to go in search of experience rather than have it come to you. Fall from Grace nods. Very well, I will travel with you if you still desire my company. I do! Wonderful!
Oh, Mistress High and Mighty will be joining us.
Yes, Anna. She will.
Possibly understand.
I wish she would fall from great height. I might even bump her off myself.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. Oh my god.
Yes.
She has stuff and everything. Okay. Does she have any spells or anything? What does she do? She does. Blessing. Cure light wounds. Oh my god, we have a healer. This is absolutely amazing. I'm going to have to check out some of these spells as well. Protection from evil, straightforward enough. Detect evil, the same. Cure light wounds. Blessing, is that like bless? +1 to hit. Yep, that's just like bless. And okay. Any other? What have we got here? Cure moderate wounds. Aid. Spiritual hammer. Let's have a quick look at this one. Choose the target within range. Hammer causes 4 to 10 points of bludgeoning damage for every 3 levels that the caster has. Nice. Nice. Aid. What does this one do? Aid's +1 to hit, +1 to saves, provided that the being is not already engaged in combat. 1 to 8 more hit points. And, okay. Cursory glance at these. I can maybe have a better look later on. Call lightning, prayer. Spell aids allies and harms your foes. +1 to attack, damage, and saving throws, and -1 to everyone we don't like. Speak with the dead, flame walk. Okay, I'm not going to read all these, but this is very exciting. Fall from grace. And then there were 5. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is really good. So, question now is, where the hell are we going? Where the hell are we going? We've still got to find the Night Hag. The journal. What did I have in here? I've got the drops of... Okay. Requirements for the portal to Ravel's maze. So I think we are now just going to go a-wandering. Because we... Oh, I don't know. I wonder... Was there a portal Was there a portal downstairs?
All right.
Let's just go and check that out. I can't remember what was down there. But we need to try all the portals now. To see if any of them... No portals down here. I'm wondering if we should check out more of these stones.
All right.
To see if there's anything of interest down here before we leave. Greyish-white stone held in a mesh of engraved silver bands pulses with light. Something was inscribed into its base, but the writing has been scoured away. Okay, maybe this is going to be nothing. Let's have a look. Come on. Nameless one. Loitering. Translucent indigo stone held in a mesh. Inscribed into its base is the word Juliet. Leave. This one here, so this doesn't have a name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10. Oh my god, is this from in my past? Was I one of the students in here? Not getting anything else of note. Let's speak to Fall from Grace.
Yes?
Okay. Those wings on your back, what are you? She's one of the fiends, one of the succubi she is. She'll take your measure and then she'll take your soul to lower planes, so she will. Okay, that is correct. I'm a lesser Tenari, more specifically a succubus. She gives a soft sigh. I'm afraid we're a little too common in the lower planes and elsewhere for our own good. Most of my race spend their time seducing mortals with various pleasures of the flesh. And you?
Updated my journal.
I'd like to think that I've distanced myself from that. It is ultimately a trivial and non-productive way for one to spend one's time here in the multiverse. There is much more to life, wouldn't you agree? Perhaps so.
Yes.
So, again, I can't remember if I've already asked her this question, but let's ask her again. How did you come by the name of Fall from Grace? The meaning of names is a complicated subject. There is much to be said and a great deal that is better left unsaid. So, I mean, is it your real name? Perhaps, she smiles slightly. Perhaps not. There are names which are given and names which are earned. Who is to say which is the real one? Which one do I think as the nameless one? I'm going to say I think the name which is earned carries the greater weight. That may be so. Why do you think that? Because a name that's earned is not arbitrary. A name that is earned tells of what you've accomplished. Grace nods. Your point is well taken. So, why are you called Fall from Grace? Would it matter? She smiles. It is an earned name. It matters to me. I'd like to know how you came to be called that. I have fallen from my people. Some would say risen from my people, perhaps, but fall feels more right to me. She looks at you questioningly. Does that make sense? It does in a way. After all, a fall carries with it an underlying sense of loss. Fall from Grace is silent for a moment, then nods thoughtfully. Yes. Perhaps that is why it felt as it did. I came to terms with the loss long ago, but the name has remained. Are you sure you've come to terms with it? Fall from Grace meets your gaze, and you are once again struck by the brilliant shade of blue of her eyes. It is turbulent like the ocean before a storm. I had thought so, yet in speaking to you, you have caused me to realize some things. She smiles. You have my thanks. Okay, well, if you want to talk about it, you let me know, all right? She nods. You're most kind. I will do so.
Yes?
Okay, any other questions? I don't really want to learn anything from other schools. I don't really want to learn about thieving or fighting. I just want to stay as a pure mage. Now, I'm not sure from the game's perspective whether that's a good thing, a bad thing, wise or unwise. So that's what I'm going to stick with for now. So tell me more about the sensates. Sensates are the faction of Sigil that are devoted to experience. Without experience, without sensation, we are blinded to much of the multiverse. Thus, sensates seek to experience as much as possible. When all is experienced, then the truth of the multiverse shall reveal itself. Okay, can anyone experience everything, though? Tell me more about the Tanar'ri. The Tanar'ri are fiends. Some call them demons. They have embraced evil for chaos's sake. They dwell upon the poisoned plains of the abyss, where they feed on their own rage and lash out across the multiverse, despoiling all they touch. They forever seek to tempt others into committing crimes of passion and vice. So how did you end up in Sigil? It is a long tale, and not as interesting as some would make it out to be. She sighs. It is intertwined in other tales of war and slavery. It is not a pleasant tale. Okay, but I'd still hear it. Very well. You know, my past is not a long one, at least by Tanar'ri standards. I do not know if you're familiar with the Tanar'ri, but we are a race of the Abyss, a staggered series of planes filled with chaos and evil hearts. Go on. I am a Tanar'ri, a fiend, a succubus. I grew up upon the first plane of the Abyss. My mother was a succubus herself, as I'm sure you are aware. Succubi tempt mortals to bring their souls to the Abyss. My mother was among the finest, seducing countless mortal men to their eternal damnation. Now she dwells in the Abyss, selling her children into slavery. Your mother sold you into slavery? Yes, she sold me to the Batazu, the blood enemies of the Tanar'ri. I think she rather expected that they would kill me. Despite her knowledge of other subjects, she knows little of their culture and the delight they take in tormenting others. Okay, that sounds horrendous. How did you escape? The Batazu are a proud species. The thought a Tanar'ri could best them at anything was intolerable to them. So I challenged one of the proudest of the pit fiends to a contest of improvisation. My Tanar'ri nature afforded me an advantage, you see. The Tanar'ri are creatures of chaos, wild and unpredictable. The Batazu are more cunning, with orderly hearts. They understand improvisation, but are not its best practitioners. And thus I won my freedom, and my path brought me to Sigil. Okay. And so why did you set up the brothel? I established the brothel to give those lustful fevers that strike the mind more avenues of expression rather than the simply carnal. Much pleasure can be had in conversation and engaging in the verbal arts with others. Okay, but why did you establish such a place? Part of the answer to your question requires that you know that I am a member of the Society of Sensation. Our faction believes that one should experience as much of the multiverse as possible. Okay. So that's why you established the brothel. The brothel is intended to slake the lusts of even the hardened intellectual. It is designed to stimulate the mind, to heighten one's awareness of themselves and others, to create new ways of experiencing another person. It is for those who seek something more than the shallow physical pleasures that fill the hive and the lower wards. Okay, so this establishment just encourages intellectual fencing rather than, well, the other kind of fencing. So the brothel was a school of sorts. Yes, I hope that by learning the art of language and its subtleties that the patrons and the students may learn more about themselves. One is only as limited as their command of the language. To be able to employ language to evoke emotions in others is a tremendous skill. Okay. Right. That'll do for now. I'm not sure these stones are going to tell us anything. That's Nenny's. No. I really don't. Oh, I really, really don't. Okay. Let's, I'm going to leave. We can always come back if something decides that...
All right.
That it's a good idea. And we have a level up for Anna. Let's level her up. Okay, thief skills. Let's go high. I've got 20 points. I'm not sure I want Anna running around picking pockets. I think that could end up being a bad idea. So let's... The stealth... No, I'm going to go more on detect traps. Definitely 10 more in there. And open doors is always useful. Just in case, let's whack a bit more into stealth. Okay, 20 thief skill points, 6 hit points, and so 8 more hit points for Anna. Now,
My blade has changed.
oh, that's interesting. Okay, fighting skills have improved. Dak'kon's weapon has changed, and he's got 4 extra hit points. He really is rather weak. His saving throws aren't the best either. Okay. Okay, up to 59. Let's talk to Dak'kon.
What is your will?
Things I would know, Dak'kon. I will hear you. Okay. I wanted to ask you about our travels. What can you tell me about the city of Sigil? It is known by the name Sigil. Among the people, it is known as a city that does not know itself. Okay, it doesn't know itself. What do you mean? I feel I've had this conversation before. The city exists but does not know itself. In not knowing itself, its existence is flawed. How? The city exists in opposition to itself. It has set itself apart from the planes, yet it seeks to be everywhere at once. Its walls are doors, yet it keeps those doors locked. Such an existence tells of a thing that does not know itself. In not knowing itself, it is flawed. Okay, when you say it's everywhere at once, what do you mean? Hang on, let me look at these others first. Okay, a few different answers here. Contradiction, order of everything. Perhaps there is an underlying pattern you cannot perceive. I'm going to go with that one. What if the city is not flawed and you just do not know the reason for its contradictions? There is order in everything. Perhaps there is an underlying pattern that you cannot perceive. To your question, a question. What if the city is flawed and you see its contradictions all around you? Okay. To your question, a question. You claim this city's existence is flawed. You have accepted this rather than explore the possibility that something greater may exist. That suggests you are flawed, and that you do not search for knowledge, but only for a convenient answer. Dak'kon falls silent. There is no knowing the answer to the questions we have asked. Yet the city exists. That is all. Yet I would maintain that we know ourselves by the questions we ask and the ones we do not. If we cease asking questions and accept only what we can perceive, then we will cease to know ourselves. Dak'kon's voice has changed slightly, becoming heavier. Such words have been spoken before. I have heard them and know them. Okay, where have you heard them? The words are mine. Once I knew them and knew their meaning. I had forgotten them until you spoke. Dak'kon's gaze travels through you and his blade stops shimmering, bleeding of all colour until it is translucent. Dak'kon, how is it that I know your words? I spoke the words, but they do not belong to me. Others may know them, for the knowing of it lies within all things. Humans call it wisdom. Okay. Well, I do have a high wisdom. Maybe that's why. Who knows? Can I talk to you about your teachings? I wish to give up my current profession. No, I don't want to do that. Can you teach me anything of the arts? No, I don't want to learn anything more. What I'm going to do, never mind, is I'm going to just save this here and speak to Dak'kon again, because what I don't want to do is what happened with the Lim Lim. And I click on something and I end up changing professions when I don't want to.
What is your will?
Let's see. Talk to you about your teachings. Can you teach me anything of the art, Dak'kon? Know that the way of the people is not the same as the art you have come to know. It is not the energy that gives strength. It is the knowing, the self, that gives strength. The teachings of Zerthimon speak of such things. Well, I'm spending my whole time trying to know myself and my many selves, or the many parts of myself. Is it different me's, or is it all part of the same me, fragmented and split across planes and time? Would you teach me the way of Zerthimon, Dak'kon? Do you know what you have asked? The texture of Dak'kon's blade flows until it becomes as stone. To walk the path of Zerthimon, you must know of the people. The knowing of such things by one not of the people is a difficult matter. There are those not of the people who have heard the way of Zerthimon, but they do not know the way. Dak'kon, I want to know the way of the people and know Zerthimon's teachings. I believe there's wisdom to be learned in such things.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Know that I have heard your words and I shall test them. To learn, you must know the people. To know the people, you must know the unbroken circle of Zerthimon. Dak'kon holds up the stone disc in his possession, and his spider-like fingers hook into its sides. There is a click, and the plates of the circle slide into a new configuration. He reverses the motions, sealing the stone. Know the first circle of Zerthimon is open to you. Study it, then I will hear your words. Okay, I'll read the first circle. And speak to you again. Right, what is this thing? Is he handing me something? Is it in my inventory? That's Anna for a start. I'm not sure what he's given me exactly. Or is this something that happens in the background? I hate the way the music stops when I go into my inventory. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have anything in particular. So I'm not quite sure what just happened there.
Right.
Right. Anna, don't go wandering off on your own. You'll get us into trouble. Harmonium officers. Where do we want to go? Let's have a look. What quests have we got? Oh, journey to the Civic Fest Hall. All right, so we know about that now. We just need to find a portal. That's it. So is it literally a case of just wandering around? Who have we got here? There we go. It is that button. Playing different games, and I forget what the highlight all is. Who is Eli Havelock? I think we've spoken to him already. These are all just sensates. Salabesh the Onyx. Where is there a portal? The tailor. I can't remember. Let's head out of this area here. There is no way out here. Can we get out this way? Barkeeper. None of this takes me anywhere. Where are we going to? Under Seagull. We're not going... Well, maybe we're a bit stronger now. Are we strong enough, though? We have healing. That was our problem before. We kept running out of healing. Let's head over this way. And they're all going in different directions. Of course, they are. Quick, what's this? The Advocate's home. Should we check in on the Advocate again? I think we should, actually. Let's check back in on him. Deionarra's father. Just see if anything new comes up from this. You see Yanis. He turns as you enter and affixes you with a tired gaze. There are dark sacs beneath his eyes. He looks as if he's not been sleeping. Greetings, Yanis. You again? Yanis frowns slightly. He says, "What is it you want this time?" Have we met before? The man studies you for a moment, frowning in thought. The wrinkles on his face become more pronounced as he does so, and you are again struck by the toll that age seems to have placed on him. No, yet you seem familiar. Yet. He continues to study your features, then shakes his head. I will concede that there is something familiar about you, sir, and I apologize for any insult my failing memory may be giving you at this moment. I have been preoccupied for some time now. Have we met before? What are you preoccupied with? Yanis sighs. I do not wish to burden you any further. As I mentioned to you before, I lost my daughter not long ago. There was also the fire, but that is another matter. Have we helped him with this already? A fire? There is nothing much to say about the matter. It was a strange, localized fire. I cannot imagine what would have been precious in the documents that were burned, but someone must have wanted them destroyed. Can you tell me what was burned? A number of old legacies were burned, and some mementos and other keepsakes of value only to me. Legacies. They are contracts that are deliverable at the death of the client. They provide specifics on how a person's possessions are to be divided upon the event of their demise. I have also heard them called wills. I have told you this before. Are they anything like the Dustman contracts? Oh my, no. The Dustman contracts, while they are deliverable at the time of the client's death, bequeath the client's body to the dustman. Not a pleasant business at all. But some who are poor of means find the Dustman contract to be a means of support. Okay, I don't need to know about that. See if there's anything else. I don't know if I want to give him Deionarra's legacy. But maybe I should. I'm playing a good character. What would he do? I think he would. I think he would. I'm going to do it. Here's Deionarra's legacy, as I promised. Yanis takes up the scroll and studies it. There's a long silence, then he slowly looks up at you. You meant very much to my daughter. She was willing to give up her life for you. Yeah, sadly, I believe that's the case.
Updated my journal.
Yanis hands the scroll back to you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the kindness. It's the least I can do. Perhaps there's something else you can help me with? Tell me more about this fire again. Okay. Any luck locating the person responsible for the fire? No, neither the Harmonian nor the Mercy Killers have had any fortune in locating the person responsible. Okay. Well, look, I do mourn your loss. I take my leave. Farewell. Okay. What's our journal saying? Dak'kon agreed to teach me the way of Zerthamon. He unlocked the unbroken circle of Zerthamon for me, told me to study it and know the history of his people. But where? Where? I don't know. I'm this. I don't know what I meant to do or how I meant to do this, or is it just this meant to happen by me just studying this suspicious sealed scroll? Yes, not going to do anything with that. Why am I carrying a cobblestone? Polished cobblestone that was lodged in the zombie's skull. It still has traces of brain matter dripping from it. Okay. Let's keep going where we were going. Which was out of here. Try and find a portal. Now, where do I remember seeing a portal? Well, there's quite a few of them around. We are in the Clark's ward. Let's head back to the lower ward and see.
I'm gone.
If there's anything here. Lenny. Who is Lenny again? You see Lenny, he gives you a mock smile at your approach. Well, hello again, Burke. To what do I owe this pleasure? I have some questions. I ain't no tout. If you got questions, go find one. His smile broadens. You best push off before I have to bleed you. What have I told you Byron Pickett sent me? He stops smiling and examines you for a while. His eyes linger on your scars and he swallows slightly. After a moment, a frown settles on his face and he appears to be nervous. Pickett sent you? Why? He said you could answer some questions, Lenny. What questions? You notice he looks rather tense while frowning. What can you tell me about the ward? He looks around and shrugs. This is the lower ward, home of the common people. Life here isn't as desperate as it is in the Hive, but not as good as it is in the Clark's ward. He looks around again. Other than that, there's not much to be said. Okay, I don't think Lenny can tell us any more. I don't want to learn about thieving. 1, from a gameplay perspective. 2, from a role-playing perspective. I don't see why the Nameless One would want to do that. What's in here? The marketplace. Alley of lingering sighs. The warehouse, upper ward, wrecked house, pawn shop. How much money do we have? Yeah, we're not exactly rolling in it at the moment. And also, I have a stone limb, and I'm not sure what I'm meant to do with that, or whether that's relevant to it. Who the hell is Sebastion? Sebastion smiles at your approach. Good day, Cutter. It's good to see you again. I have some questions. His smile broadens as he gives you a slight bow. Ask away, Cutter. What's going on around here? He looks at you suspiciously. What do you mean, Cutter? He looks around and spreads his arms as if to encompass the whole ward. Life, Cutter. Life as usual. Nothing more. Okay. I got the impression that you can help me with my scars. He smiles at you and shrugs his shoulders. Perhaps, Cutter, perhaps. He leans forward and begins to examine your scars carefully. He runs a finger along several of them, mumbling to himself. Finally, he looks up at you. Yes, Cutter, I can help you. I cannot cure you, but I can alleviate the worst of your condition. Okay, and your price? Ah, yes, the price. He begins stroking his chin and stares at you. You get the impression you're being weighed somehow. He seems to come to some sort of a decision. I have a job that I think you could perform. Okay, go on. I have a signed contract with a certain creature. I'm no longer able to fulfill the contract. It is beyond my abilities. However, the creature will not release me from the contract. Instead, it has threatened me with death unless I fulfill the contract. And let me guess, you want me to solve this problem for you. He sighs. Yeah, I can't do it myself. My reputation demands that I fulfill the contract or face the consequences. I am at your mercy in this regard. Will you help me? Okay, what kind of creature are we talking about? An Abishai named Grocer, Cutter. He pauses to gauge your reaction. I know this is a difficult task, but one I think you can handle. Also, the reward I offer you is great. He gestures at your scars. And what is it you were contracted to do? He shakes his head. I cannot reveal that information, Cutter. I'm magically bound not to. That's why people come to me. They know that if I accept a contract, it will be handled with discretion. Okay, interesting proposal. He looks at you hopefully. Will you do it, Cutter? Look, give me the details. Give me the details.
Updated my journal.
He smiles at you and gives you a sigh of relief. Thank you, Carla. Creature is an Abishai named Grosuk. You'll need a magic weapon to cause it any harm, so check with some of the shops if you do not own one. A spellcaster can arm it as well. Grosuk can be found to the east, beyond the siege tower. Okay, the siege tower? Yeah, over beyond the market. Damn thing just appeared one day, several years back. No one knows why, and no one seems able to get inside it to find out. Okay. Fair enough. Well, we'll have a think about this, Sebastion. And I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. Need to figure out what we're doing, where we're going, what it's all about. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you're well, and until next time, take care.